I'm gonna give you the secret on how to get a professional Rolex sports model.
We'll make another one.
Hey everyone, today I'm going to be talking about the watch that I regret not buying the most. It's still on my radar, probably until April 8th, and at that point it'll be no longer available. That is the 39mm Explorer. The reason I regret buying this watch is because I literally went in looking for this watch at the dealer. It was on the display, I had it on my wrist, it was available, I was ready to take it home, but I was advised not, I was advised against it, partially because I just didn't know the logistics because it was out of country. I was in Colombia, it's pretty safe there, I felt okay, but I just didn't really want to deal with bringing it back to Canada. I didn't necessarily feel too safe walking out of the dealership. There are stories, kind of, you know, people being followed and whatnot. Anyhow, moral of the story is I really regret not buying that watch, and seeing as that's probably being discontinued this upcoming April. Yeah, it's just such a bummer. I really wanted a nice 39mm professional watch. You know, I'm a smaller guy, I got a smaller wrist, and so I think it really would have suited me well. It was really clean, not ostentatious or anything like that. And so the second part of this video, I'm going to be talking about how to get a professional sports model. And how I'm going to advise this is based on my recent experience. So just a couple days ago, I'm here in Canada, went to a local dealer in Toronto at Yorkdale Mall, and I asked for a 39mm Explorer like everybody else trying to before they just get discontinued. But I am genuinely looking for one to wear and not to sell. And what's really interesting, and I don't know if it's COVID related, but this is the secret. I'm going to give you the secret on how to get a professional Rolex sports model. So the first thing that happened was there's a lineup outside the store, and they ask you if you have an appointment. So that's something new. I'm not sure if it's COVID related, but they do want you to have more of a private experience. And the second question they ask you is, which model are you looking for? So the first thing is, know which model you want, and don't just say whatever I can get, because that just sounds like you're a reseller. So know which model you want. Luckily, they did have availability like within an hour before the mall closed, so they took my number down, they called me and they said, hey, can you come over, you're still at the mall? I said, yes, I'm at the mall. So I went over there, and this is the second part that's really interesting, and you have to be prepared if you want a professional model. They ask you, why do you want this watch? This is something new that I've experienced. You know, it's kind of like an interview, so you have to have a good answer, and you can't just say you want all the models or whatever you can get. You can't just say you want a GMT on a Jubilee. Like, I mean, you can, but you better have a really good reason. Usually, in my opinion, a good answer is something that has lots of sentimental value, like a wedding, a child's birth, an accomplishment, something along those lines. So definitely have a good story, and you know, be real. I think they're professional sniffers. They kind of, you know, if you can't beat them, you got to join them. So you have to be prepared, and I think they're pretty well trained in sniffing out who's there to resell and who's not. And you know, the other thing I picked up on is like is some of the lines that they're all trained to say, and it really works. This is why the brand is so great. And I've been in enough dealers that I've heard these few lines so many times, and no matter if you're wearing a Rolex and you're at a Rolex dealership, they will always tell you, oh, that watch looks really good on your wrist. And I mean, it makes you feel some kind of way, even though you know that watch is too big on you or too little. If you're wearing a Rolex, they're trained to spot your Rolex and tell you it looks really good on your wrist. So they really boost you up. And of course, they have the lines about, you know, we have a really long wait list. But yeah, the service is A1. You know, they're so professional, so cultured. They show you where to go. They show you. They're very polite, and yeah, those are my tidbits. 39mm Explorer is likely gonna get canned, and a new one's coming. It's now April 2nd, so 5 days until it gets canned. If I don't get a call, then no 39mm for me. So thanks for watching. We'll see you in the next one.